Hi guys, I'm Tommy
and I'm Peter. Welcome back to our channel.
The summer has finally arrived, our first summer here.
Yes.
And that means that all our veggies that we planted in spring are growing and some of them are ready to be harvested. So we will show you what our garden currently looks like and give you a quick tour.
Yeah, it's been really wet recently. We weren't used to that because last years were really dry, so we were prepared for another dry year, and the spring started like that, but then the rains came and the rainy season is still going on, so it's interesting.
Yeah. For me that means that the garden is full of weed at the moment, so I'll have a lot of work to get rid of it.
Yeah, and the grass is also growing everywhere, so I have to mow the lawn and it's a lot of work, but yeah, that's what you have to do, right?
Yeah. So let's not waste any more time here and let's get started,
yeah,
because we have a lot of work ahead of us.
We are expanding our garden beds, that's why I'm spading again, because we need more space. It would have been much easier to do it at the end of winter, because the soil wouldn't have been overgrown with so much weed and grass. We didn't do it then because we didn't think we would need that much space, but then we found out that the strawberries here are really sweet and tasty and great, and we want to have more of them, so that's why I'm doing it. It has been raining for a few days, everything is really wet, the soil is soft, so it's possible to do it now.
So a little garden update. The garden is completely muddy because it's been raining so much, and it's overgrown with weed because we haven't been here for 2 weeks. We just came back, so there's a lot of work ahead of us. But the veggies are doing quite well, most of them. You can see onions are basically ready. They're really big, so we can start harvesting them whenever we want to use them, which is great. Then we have garlic. Garlic should be ready very soon. It's already starting to go into seeds. And we are told once this goes straight up, then we can dig them out. So I think it should be, I don't know, within a week or so maybe. We'll see. Here we have nothing, it seems. I think this garden bed is cursed because no matter what we plant here, nothing grows up. First we tried corn salad twice and not even one of them came up. And then 2 weeks ago I tried planting a second batch of turnip, and again I don't see any. I think, just a lot of weed. Anyway, then we have a bed of spinach. This is the second batch already. We harvested the first one and it was a success. So we tried again, but maybe it was too late, so I'm not sure if it will grow nicely or if it will go into seeds directly. But there are at least some leaves which we could eat, so at least something. Then we have a bed with 3 leeks. Here on the side, and then nothing. Again, I tried the second batch, so we'll see if any more of them will grow. This looks like a disaster. This is dill, and actually last time we were here it looked really great, and I'm happy that we harvested most of it when we were here, and it's in our freezer now. And then we came back and I thought it would be flowering, but I don't know, maybe it's too wet and it doesn't like it. So yeah. Here we have some leftover tomatoes. The ones which we planted on our balcony in the city are much bigger, but yeah, these are the ones which would normally go to waste, so we'll see if they'll have any fruits. 5 out of 6 survived so far. And on the other side there's the first batch of turnip, which is doing much better than the second one. Most of them are alive. And here we have a bit of everything, really. I just tried planting various kinds of seeds. There's some radish here, which looks amazing, really big. Then we have arugula, which also looks very nice, much better than in a pot on our balcony.
Yeah, I love the arugula.
Yeah, Peter's favorite. He told me that this is exactly how he wants it, so I was complimented on my arugula. Yeah, there's also some kale here, Canadian kale, and some lettuce. But I also planted it quite late, so I'm curious if it will create a head. That's what we call it, a head of lettuce. But we'll see. Here we have some cherry tomatoes, again leftovers from our balcony, and I see they will start flowering soon. And they are all doing well, it seems. So there should be some cherry tomato fruits soon, hopefully. Here's... it's hard to see if there's anything here, but there should be a second kind of turnip, a different one. But apparently in English they are both called turnip, even though in Czech there are two different names. This bed is still empty, waiting for second batch of second turnip. Here there's a lot of wheat, and there's one pumpkin hiding somewhere in the middle. I planted 6, but only one of them is visible at the moment. Yeah, and then there's the part which Peter is spading, and the strawberries. There's so many of them, so many red strawberries, which we are going to pick soon and put into our breakfast again.
Yeah. And behind you, the bush.
There's one bush of, I don't know if it's black currant or red currant. We'll see
what color.
Yeah.
Maybe white currant.
Yeah, maybe white currant. We'll see. Yeah. But there, it looks like it has a lot of fruits, so that's good. Our pumpkins are doing well as well. We planted them in various spaces. They were turning yellow at one point. Peter's mom said that they don't have enough fertilizer, so I fertilized them last time we were here 2 weeks ago, and they are back green again.
Yeah.
Also the snails haven't eaten them, which is great.
They don't like them anymore.
Yeah, they are too big for them now, I guess. So we are hoping we'll have a lot of pumpkins in the fall.
I hope so, because I love them.
We planted different kinds. We have Hokkaido pumpkins, and then we have also the big one, the big Halloween pumpkins, and spaghetti
squash.
Squash, okay.
Spaghetti squash.
We call it all pumpkins.
Yesterday I spaded this whole part for the future strawberries, and now I'm mowing the lawn. The objective is not to have the perfect golf course, but just not to have a jungle.
I'm weeding out the garden again. I've already done that part, so I'm maybe halfway through. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, but you've done so much already.
Yeah, it needs to be done if we want a lot of veggies.
It looks easy, but it's a slow process, right?
Yeah, but it's quite relaxing actually. You don't have to think about anything, you just go and you let your brain go on screensaver.
Yeah. I've just finished. I think the garden is mowed.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like new again.
Love it.
We can have a picnic in the grass now.
Yeah.
It's harvest time. We are about to go for lunch, and we will harvest some of our radishes. They are huge. Some of them already exploded because they are so big. So yeah, I'm curious how they will taste. Our first radishes from our garden.
I'm sure they will be very tasty.
Yeah, I'm sure as well. Look how big it is. We are on a walk in a nearby forest. We decided to go mushroom picking, but so far we haven't found any.
I found 4 ticks crawling up my legs, and that was it.
Yeah, those are not that yummy.
No.
I don't know if you guys pick mushrooms in your country. Maybe you just buy mushrooms in supermarkets. But here it's quite a nice tradition to go in a forest and search for mushrooms yourself.
It's really popular. On some spots you see cars parked and people walking in the forest and searching for the mushrooms.
Yeah, I remember my parents took me and my brother for mushroom picking since we were little.
Yeah, we did it too.
Yeah. So let's go try to search for some more and we'll head back home.
I don't think we'll find anything, but
it was raining, so they should be here somewhere.
It's already warm again and wet, so the conditions are ideal.
Yes.
But we are amateurs.
Yeah, and I'm without my glasses, so I don't see that well.
Here is one, but I think it's not good. Yeah, it's really old, so that's not edible anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. You have to be careful because some kinds are poisonous and some kinds are edible. So you have to know what you are looking for.
Yeah, if we don't know, we just leave it there.
Yeah.
Here is, for example, one which we don't know. We have no idea if it's edible or not, so we are leaving it here.
Guys, we found one. It's only a teeny tiny one, but we are going to add it to our dinner anyway. Look at this beauty.
It's so tiny, the camera can't even focus on it. But it's pretty.
Yay! It's happening. We found another one. Look. And it's bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger, but doesn't seem old. Oh yeah, it's a bit old.
But maybe still usable?
I'm not sure. I'm going to look inside before we take it. Ugh. This is bad.
Disgusting.
Many worms inside, so it's not usable. So we found many of them, but even the small ones are full of worms, so we are not taking them with us. Look at the cherry tree. It was along the way, and there are many cherries. I'm gonna climb the tree and pick a few of them.
Will you pick some for me as well? Okay, never mind. Ooh. You make it look so easy.
It's not. But the cherries are worth it. Look.
Ooh.
I don't know how I'm gonna jump down. Will I survive?
We'll see.
Guys, 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Ooh. Well, it wasn't as graceful as I hoped for.
But look at the results.
Beautiful. How is it?
Sweet and delicious.
Good for you.
Half is for you.
Oh.
Don't worry. Look at the blood on my hand. But what wouldn't I do for free cherries?
Going to harvest some spinach again. We have a new batch waiting for us, so we will put some leaves into today's dinner.
These are the leaves of radishes that we harvested and ate earlier. I kept them for later, and later is now. We're gonna use them into the risotto, into our dinner. We have to cook them for a bit because they have these little hairs or thorns and they are not that smooth, so it's better to cook them for a bit and then it's okay. But they are perfectly edible and it's fun to use all these thingies. There is not much system in my cooking. This is obviously not the original Italian risotto, but this is Peter's risotto. It's just a mix of rice and various veggies that I have by hand at the time I'm cooking it. So this time we added mushrooms and the one mushroom that we found in the forest and spinach from our garden and the leaves of radish. So yeah. Then you just add cheese and butter and various spices and that's it.
I'm sure the extra mushroom will make it special.
We have a bird nest here with small birds. You can hear them sometimes. And the shit is under the nest. But look at this.
Oh.
Small birdie dead. And this is the second one already. So I have to dig a grave and bury it.
Oh.
I am doing it here, under the roses. It's so romantic, right?
Yeah, I want to be buried there too.
A shallow grave.
How many birds and mice have you buried already?
2 mice last fall, and I think 2 birds this spring. And this is a 3rd bird. So this is the grave. Now I'm going to take the bird.
Oh, poor guy.
And put it into the grave. And yeah. Do you think it's a good fertilizer? We are done here. Sad world.
Are you gonna say any words, dearly?
Rest in peace, birdie.
In March you saw us plant the first 10 trees on our property. So it's been more than 3 months now since we planted them. Let's check how they are doing. Cherry trees are doing really well. This one is doing better than the other one. All spring we were really being careful and we were picking the caterpillars of the leaves so they wouldn't eat them. And it looks like our effort was worth it.
I tried to save this almond tree a month ago or so because it looked totally dead, no leaves or anything. I put it into water for 24 hours or so and then put it back into soil, and look at this, new leaves are coming and it looks like it survived.
This apple tree looks the most like an actual tree. with all the branches. I really like it. Actually all 3 apple trees survived, but they were the most endangered by the caterpillars. So I'm really happy that none of them died. Here's our little hazelnut tree. It was bigger before, but it was growing quite nicely. And then it was freezing, it was kind of dying off, so we had to cut the ugly parts off, and now it seems to be doing well again. And we had a nice surprise when we came back here. There was another hazelnut tree in the corner behind me. Peter's mom brought it and planted it about a week ago. So now we have 2.
Yeah. This is mulberry. it also had problems in spring because of the frost and caterpillars, but now it came back to life and it looks quite nice.
This is some kind of combination between chokeberry and rowan berry, and it's growing really nicely. I think this is the only tree which didn't have any issues growing up since we planted it 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's getting bigger and bigger. We didn't have to cut it anywhere. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm looking for the last tree. Here it is, but it's so tiny. You will not even see it right now. It almost died, but somehow we saved it. We almost completely cut it off. We only left a tiny little part at the bottom, and it looks like a new branch is growing. So it survived as well. And this is the special kind of tree. No idea how it's called in English. No idea how it's called in Czech actually. Something about honey attracting bee. Unlike other trees which blossom in spring, this one should blossom in summer, and then it attracts bees.
And this is another surprise from my mom. 3 little trees planted here. We have no idea what it is, but we like that there is something here. Look at the clover, so tall already again.
But you can't miss this tree in the clover.
Yeah.
It's only like 3 meters tall. This is another tree which Peter's parents planted when they were here last time without us. It should be some form of decorational cherry tree.
Mm-hmm, something like that.
So I guess the fruits will not be edible, but it should look nice.
There is thunder, but the thunderstorm isn't going our way.
Boo.
So these are nice meadow flowers. We call it the mouse tail. I don't know how it's called in English.
Probably not like that.
There is really a lot of them here. It usually flowers white, but this is a special kind. It has red flowers and it looks really unique and nice.
There are some trees on our property that were already here when we bought it, like this cherry tree. In Czech we call it different than cherry. In English I guess it's called sour cherry. The fruits are much darker than regular cherries, almost black, and yeah, they are kind of sour. So it has a lot of fruits. Peter was claiming that they will not be edible when they were still green,
yeah,
because they were much smaller, but it looks like as they're getting ripe, they're also getting bigger.
This is an old red currant plant. We think it's really old, and that's why there are not a lot of fruits there. In time we will dig it out, and that will be it. I think.
We want to create an herb garden here.
So this is red currant, and here we have black currant. Again, the same thing, only a few fruits there.
It looks like lettuce is growing nicely. I was afraid that I planted it too late and it wouldn't create heads, but it seems to be working fine. Now the problem is only that there's too many of them, too close. So I will remove the weaker ones and create more space for the bigger heads to develop properly.
We went for a run and now it's time for lunch. We harvested our greens in the garden. This is arugula and kale on the bread. And by the way, this is homemade bread, of course. So arugula and kale and fresh oregano. I found out that I like the taste of fresh oregano, so that's in here as well. And yeah, few radishes here, and we are going to eat.
Can't wait.
There was a thunderstorm. It's going away right now. We got short but quite heavy rain, and it's still warm, so it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I remember how I told you that thunderstorm always avoids me, but yeah, This was one, just a small local one. And we wanted to show you really quick before another thunderstorm comes.
You wish.
What we've done. I mowed the grass in the garden here everywhere. So that was great. And in the yard as well and in front of the house. It took me altogether like 4 hours, I think. So yeah, I am really happy about that.
Yeah, it looks great.
I also mowed this part, but I only created these paths here and here because the ground here is uneven, so we could destroy our lawnmower by mowing that part, and it would also be too much work. And I like these paths, they are kinda cute.
I finally finished weeding the garden, but before I got from here until the end, I immediately started round 2 because the weed is growing so quickly. So I'm now somewhere here in the middle, round 2. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish it because of the thunderstorms and we are leaving tomorrow, but I'll do as much as possible and I can continue when we are back. As another thunderstorm is coming in, we need to finish this video.
Yeah, so subscribe, like, comment, share with a friend, and see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.